CachyOS or Linux Mint? Which Linux distro wins the 2025 battle? One's a performance beast built for speed, the other's a stability king built for simplicity. Let's see which one you actually need. CachyOS is an Arch-based distribution laser-focused on performance and gaming. It features aggressive compiler optimizations, packages compiled specifically for modern CPUs using x86-64-V3 architecture, custom performance kernels with BORE and EEVDF schedulers, and one-click gaming setup through the CachyOS Hello app. It's optimized for modern hardware, AMD Ryzen series and Intel Haswell CPUs or later, with native NVIDIA GPU support out of the box. Perfect for gamers and power users with newer systems who want maximum performance. Linux Mint has been the safe haven of stability and simplicity for years. Built on Ubuntu LTS, it features the Cinnamon desktop environment, rock-solid reliability, extensive documentation, and a curated selection of pre-installed software. Mint prioritizes ease of use and out-of-the-box functionality over bleeding-edge performance. Ideal for Linux newcomers, general desktop users, and anyone who wants a stable system without tinkering. Gaming performance and benchmarks. Real-world testing shows the performance gap is significant. In performance tests, CachyOS delivered 10 to 20% higher FPS compared to Ubuntu, Nobara, and other distros. In one benchmark comparing CachyOS to Mint in Dirt Rally 2.0, CachyOS averaged 112 FPS, while Mint hit 92 FPS, a 20% advantage that's definitely noticeable during gameplay. Users consistently report CachyOS feels snappier, with applications launching faster and shorter compilation times for AUR packages. One user said their CachyOS system on an older i3 laptop outperformed Mint running on a newer i5 machine. However, in most GPU-heavy titles, the difference is smaller, typically within margin of error. The performance gap is most noticeable in CPU-heavy games and workloads. For maximum gaming FPS, CachyOS wins. For smooth, consistent performance without optimization, Mint is solid. Stability versus bleeding edge. Here's the fundamental trade-off. CachyOS is a rolling release with constant bleeding-edge updates. You get the latest kernel improvements and gaming features immediately, but this comes with potential instability. Some users report occasional boot issues requiring maintenance. Linux Mint is built on Ubuntu LTS with tested, conservative updates. It prioritizes rock-solid stability over cutting-edge features. Mint has proven to be the most stable and clean distro for many users, with years of reliable uptime. If you want the latest and greatest, CachyOS delivers. If you want a system that just works without surprises, Mint is unbeatable. Ease of use and target users. Linux Mint excels in simplicity and user-friendliness. Its installer is straightforward, Cinnamon Desktop is intuitive and Windows-like, and it comes with everything configured out of the box. Mint is the go-to recommendation for Linux beginners. CachyOS, despite being Arch-based, has become surprisingly accessible. It uses the Calamares graphical installer, and the CachyOS Hello app provides one-click buttons for gaming setup and system maintenance, reducing terminal dependency. However, CachyOS still requires some Linux knowledge for troubleshooting and customization. For absolute beginners, Mint is the clear winner. For users comfortable with Linux who want more performance, CachyOS is increasingly beginner-friendly. Hardware requirements. CachyOS is optimized for modern cutting-edge systems, not for breathing life into old hardware. Its x86-64-V3 compiled packages require newer CPUs but deliver noticeable performance gains. Linux Mint runs excellently on older hardware and modest systems, making it ideal for reviving aging computers. If you have modern hardware, CachyOS maximizes its potential. If your system is a few years old, Mint will serve you better. Choose CachyOS if you're a gamer or power user with modern hardware who wants maximum performance, bleeding-edge updates, and you're comfortable with occasional maintenance. Choose Linux Mint if you want rock-solid stability, beginner-friendly simplicity, excellent documentation, and a system that just works without tinkering. Both are excellent. It's performance versus stability. Which distro fits your needs? Drop a comment. Like, subscribe, and enjoy your Linux journey.